All right, salute everybody. Like, share, and subscribe as y'all come on up in here, man. I got some explosive news for you guys today. Man, this is wild, bro. This situation that we're going to talk about today, this thing have erupted. And it's erupted based off the former judge in Mississippi, a former municipal judge in Mississippi, going off and calling out the DA down there in Mississippi, and this thing have went straight to HE double hockey stick, as now in the aftermath of the judge going in on the ex-judge going in on the DA. Now they have tried to rake this man under the coals and bring up all of his past allegations, which we're going to talk about, to discredit the things that he said about the DA. And then I'm going to give you my opinion on this entire situation, because the judge came out, Judge Carlos Moore. He's an ex-municipal judge, again, in Mississippi, right? And we're going to talk about him. We're going to talk about what he said. We're going to talk about what happened. And we're going to talk about the backlash that he is now getting for being a former black judge in Mississippi, municipal judge, who basically came out and tried to expose the DA in the Nolan Wells case. And now this entire situation have absolutely exploded and erupted. And we're going to get into this right now. Hold on one second, you guys. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me in the comments, man. Let me get a mic check real quick, and we're going to get right on the go. I just want to get a mic check and make sure we're good to go. And I'm going to let y'all know, man, this is crazy what's going on right now, bro. Unbelievable stuff. I never thought that it was going to be at this point. But again, when you're covering these cases, it's always something. It's always something. So let me see y'all come on in here. Y'all in here? Hold on. Y'all can hear me? I bet that. Salute to everybody that's in here. Look, y'all. Wow, bro. This case just took a turn for the left. The judge, now for you guys who don't know him, he came out. This is a former Mississippi municipal judge. He came out and blasted the DA down there in Mississippi. And basically, he stated past grievances that he had dealing with these same people, right? There was an incident where he said, and I'll let him tell it because I'm going to play the video. But anyways, he went in hard body on these people. And now, today, the clapback online is crazy. And so I had to actually go into the information to see what these people were saying was true, because they have tried to completely destroy him and everything he said. But I wanted to look at the basis of what he said, and I wanted to see if what the basis of what he said was true. And I have to be honest with y'all. The basis of what he said about charges should have already been bought or could have already been bought is absolutely factual information. And I'm going to tell you what charges and how right now. Now, basically, he has been going viral talking about this case. And basically, he said that charges, there's enough evidence already for charges to have been filed. Speaking of, first of all, the cell phone, he brought that up, right? The cell phone situation, meaning that, there was an alleged video of Nolan demanding his phone back. Now, people are saying that was him. People are saying that wasn't him. We don't really know who it was, who it wasn't. But the parents had to track the phone, right? The mother had to track the phone through a certain application, right? And retrieve it themselves via the location services. Now, this ex-judge, Carlos Moore, came out and said basically that keeping them people's phone without permission constitutes theft within itself, right? And so basically, he said that if a witness, the way he explained it, if a witness or a family member had signed an affidavit, a judge could have immediately issued an arrest warrant for the property theft of that phone. Now, the car keys situation also, meaning that Nolan's father came out and he stated that he had to repeatedly demand the son's car keys from the friends. Remember, the father did an interview, you guys, and he said that one of the first interviews he did, he said that, look, I went to the house to ask for the cell phone keys. The dude act like he had the keys. Then when he had to turn up, you know what I'm saying, and do some things, then they turn around and all of a sudden they got the keys. But anyways, the father stated that he had repeatedly demanded his son's car keys from the friends who initially claimed they didn't know where the car keys were, even though the car keys was in their house. Now, hold on, y'all. This is all factual information. This is not word on the street. I think I heard I said. None of that. This is facts. So the judge Moore, he noted that withholding the property, those car keys also provided further probable cause for local charges, right? And also the delayed search warrants. He argued that basically the standard police procedure, you guys, dictated that the search warrants for the friends' cell phones and social media accounts should have been filed within 48 to 72 hours of Nolan's being missing report. Now, check it out. Let's go to what he said, because what he said right here, oh boy, they big mad. And when I say they big mad, they was so mad that he said this right here, because he went directly at the district attorney down there and said that he had dealings with this district attorney, and he went to completely expose the district attorney as being somebody who was a person who would smile in your face, be nice to you, show you that little southern hospitality, go get you some tea, and stab you behind your back. Point blank period. Now this is what. And now again, Ben Crump has announced that they're having independent investigators check the phone, and now they're going to have a dual, so to where nobody's checking the phone. They're all doing it together. So Ben Crump has announced yesterday that all parties are going to be present at the same time for the first time they open that phone. So Ben Crump says that the phone has not been tampered with, but that now both parties are coming together. Everybody, all of the parties that are investigating, from the private investigators from Ben Crump's side to the state investigators, they're all coming together to open that phone together. And they're going to look all together at the same time when the investigators open that phone. That way nobody can say, hey, somebody did this, somebody, because the phone has not been in nobody else's possession but the boys and the mama and the daddy, right? So to get that straight, this is factual information I'm putting out, right? So now we come to this. So he went online and put that DA on blast and said that he dealt with her in the past. And this is what he said happened. Hold on, you guys. Hold on now. Hold on. And to the person who says whoever had his phone was responsible for his death, that's not true. Because you can't just say that, because just because you got your phone, because you might have left your phone somewhere and I might have your phone, I don't mean I'm responsible for you dying. So people are saying this on social media. It's absolute stupidity. You need to wait until the facts come out. Wait until Ben Crump and them announce the factual information, instead of just running around here perpetuating lies like people doing, and then trying to put notices on their screen like, oh, what I say is not, that shit ain't gonna help you when somebody comes sue you for defamation. That little shit you put on your screen, that shit don't help. Them little fake ass warnings you put, oh, well, this information is alleged, and no, because you talking like it's real. So what you say out of your mouth is disputed from what you put on that screen. Y'all need to learn the law. And y'all need to understand it. All them putting a little fake ass warnings, that don't mean a damn thing in the court of law. You need to learn the court of law for y'all say the stuff y'all saying on social media. But let's get to the truth. So the truth is that both sides are now coming together according to Ben Crump, and they're both going to open that phone together, and they're both going to discover together what was in that phone and what are the findings from that phone. Now, the GPS did verify that the boys left at 4:30 like they said. But the missing part is what happened to Nolan in between. Now, that's the part that nobody knows from the general public. Because like Ben Crump said last night in the interview or in the press conference, they don't even have the autopsy results. And the other side don't have the autopsy results. So he says nobody has the autopsy results back because it takes a while to get those back. And it takes weeks to even a months to get the toxicology back. Right? This is what the lawyer said last night, Ben Crump. He said, so anybody saying that they seen something from the autopsy, they're fucking lying. They're just straight liars, straight up. And I'll play that for y'all too, where he said he called out all those liars on YouTube that's just out here making videos to just get content get money off deaths and profit off this situation, because you guys will watch those videos. Y'all love to listen to lies and rumors more than y'all will listen to the actual facts. But back to this judge. So this judge, he said he directly dealt with this DA. And he says that, listen, she'll smile in front of your face, nice person, everything like that, give you a tea, and you'll present all the evidence to her, and she still can't get an indictment. And he said that he's witnessed this because he's dealt with situations with her in the past, as far as he said that there was a murder where there was an officer who unalived a guy and hit him in the back 5 times, 4 to 5 times. And he said that the person had 5 witnesses that said that the person who got hit didn't have nothing in his hand. Well, all that information he alleges was presented to this same DA, and the DA still couldn't get no charges brought up. Now, I'm going to let y'all hear what he said, and now they coming for his ass. And I had to do my research before I came on here. I had to do my research to find out about him. So, to see what they were saying, because they're slinging mud. And when I looked it up, man, this shit finna get real ugly, y'all. Now, let's get into what he said first, because I feel like he did bring a lot of great points in the things that he said. I feel like, I'm going to say it again, the things that he said in his video, right? I want to say this off the top. I believe he brought up a lot of good points about there was already different things that you could have jammed people up on and then try to, because there's a story behind this. The question is what is the story? The story ain't just Nolan popped up dead. No. We need to find out the series of events and how it happened. If it was truly an accident, we need to find that out. If it was foul play, we need to find that out. Right? We'll know more from the autopsy, and they got the FBI. They're grilling all these people now. So the truth is going to come out, or what happened. The truth is going to come out. Ben Crump has shown in the past that he's done great investigations with these type of things. So I have a lot of confidence in Ben Crump because he has a lot of experience in these type of situations. And if you do his history, he's been in these situations where the district attorney came out and said, nah, we don't suspect foul play. And then he found something in the end that suspected foul play with his own investigators, and they had to change the results of how they looked at the certain cases. So listen to what the ex-judge had to say, and then I'm going to tell you why they're going in on this ex-judge for going off on the DA. Now, let's go. Let's roll that. We're going to roll that.
Day 11. And there has still been no arrest. To me, that is unacceptable. That is unacceptable. Because we know on day 1, had there been 3 young black men to return to the mainland from an island, and 1 white young man left there who disappeared, who died under suspicious circumstances, we know within 1 day of beginning an investigation, with all the suspicious activity that we know that have occurred here, if it occurred in that situation, we know that there would have been arrest.
Now, this is Judge Carlos Moore. This is the ex-municipal judge in Mississippi by the name of Carlos Moore. And we're going to get into everything that's going on, because this shit is crazy. Y'all smash the like button and listen to what he said. Y'all have to listen to what he said. He's an ex-municipal judge in Mississippi. And I'm going to tell you what they've alleged against him, and I'm going to tell you what's out here, because I believe, and I'm going to say this again before I play this, I believe from what you're going to hear, I believe that this ex-judge made a lot of great points. I believe that. Right? Let me say this again. This is ex-municipal judge in Mississippi, Carlos Moore, right? I believe that this judge, and y'all smash the like button, share this video, I believe he made a lot of great points and things that he said, right? But I want to say this to y'all. They coming for his ass. And I was looking at this online, and I had to look this up. I had to say, hold on, man, what the hell? Because once he said this, once he went online and said this, man, the sharks coming for his ass, and they bringing up all of his past, and they're trying to discredit him with all of his past. Because when I tell y'all what happened, it's going to blow your mind. This whole case is going to get crazy. Now, this is what he said. Again, I think he made a lot of great points in what he said, because a lot of things he said factually can be considered as true. Now, let's get to it.
Island, and 1 white young man left there who disappeared, who died under suspicious circumstances. We know within 1 day of beginning an investigation, with all the suspicious activity that we know that have occurred here, if it occurred in that situation, we know that there would have been arrest by now. So it's still unacceptable to me that no arrests at all have been made for any particular crime. And I've laid out a litany of potential crimes that members of law enforcement, if they were doing their jobs unbiasedly and thoroughly, could have made by now, but they refuse to do so. The family has been calling for transparency all this time, so I don't know why you would keep them in the dark last week that you were doing an investigation when somebody who knows how it's done calls you out on Sunday night, early one Monday morning, you decide to tell everybody that you're doing an investigation. So thank you, DA McElrath. We've been wondering what you have been up to the past few days. So now we know, because I don't play. School had recess. I do not play. I don't even play the radio. Those folks know me. They know me well. And if I say it, I mean it. And so I see today, not only that she had announced earlier this week that she was going to was working with the Jackson County Sheriff's Department, she met with the family and their counsel and gave them an update and told them that she will be presenting all of the evidence to a Jackson County grand jury. That is a step in the right direction. But is it a step in the right direction because we had to call her hand? Had she planned to do that all along? I had the unfortunate experience of meeting the DA, McElrath, back in 2019 when I was a partner with the Cochran firm. And Toussaint Diamond Sims was killed by a Morris Point Police Department officer on August the 8th, 2019. It was caught on video. There were several witnesses that said that young man had nothing in his hands when he was shot 5 times in the back by that Morris Point cop. 5 times in the back, nothing in his hands. DA McElrath presented all that evidence, overwhelming evidence, and she still could not secure an indictment of that officer in Jackson County. So before everybody goes and starts singing her praises, let's make sure she's not going to do another sham presentation to the grand jury. And we know that you can present things to various grand juries until you get an indictment. It's mighty funny that the regular saying is you can indict a ham sandwich. With all that evidence, after someone was killed in 2019, and I happened to represent the family at that time as a partner in the Cochran firm, and I met with her as well as the family, similar to what happened today, so I've been through that process with her. She will offer you sweet tea. She's a nice, good Southern belle, but can she get you justice? We're not going to sleep on you, Angel, excuse me. We're not going to sleep on you. This time, we expect you to present the evidence in a manner like you present it in other situations that you can secure an indictment or indictments. I do know you don't have to be indicted for anything to be arrested. All of this evidence is out there now. It should have been presented to a judge by now. Some of it for probable cause to make some arrest. Some of it to get the search warrants. I am not.
Now, what is he talking about? Let me stop it right here because I got to explain to everybody what he's talking about. The things that he's talking about, if you've listened to this guy, which I've listened to him, I've been setting the cut, listen to him. The things he talked about is like I told y'all. He talked about the cell phone, the car keys, using those situations to go get arrested because those are crimes where you can arrest people, question people, and then turn around and use those situations to go get search warrants or check different things. You can use those little proxies to open up bigger investigations, bigger things, right? So I think people need to understand where he's coming from. Is he technically right? Yes, he is technically right about that. Smash the like button and share the videos. Y'all come on in here. Yes, he is. Because it is a crime. If the father went over to the house and said, hey, man, I want my kids' car keys. And the father said that they act like they didn't have the car keys. And then when he turned up the heat on their ass, then all of a sudden the car keys pop up. It's supposed to be on top of the game system. Now remember, the father said that in one of the first press conferences they had. That right there could have been a crime off top. This cell phone, right? Think about this. How would you have this man's cell phone this whole time, but not go find his parents or take it to him or even find out what's going on with his parents? That right there, the whole cell phone situation. If the parents would have reported that and they had that right there could have potentially brought an arrest, right? And then open up certain situations to where you're investigating certain things. Because remember, y'all should have learned this from watching the first 48. A case sometimes can go cold after the first 24 to 48 hours. That's why they call it the first 48. Because the first 48 hours is very important. These are factual informations. And that's why they came up with the whole show, the first 48. Because the first 48 hours are times where a lot of cases are resolved or solved, where you get the biggest, most evidence. Now, some cases like this, once you get major investigators on it and stuff like that, and you take your time, you can still get the case solved. Like this case, I believe that they'll get to the bottom of whatever happened in this case. I believe that. You know what I'm saying? Because there's just too many people out there. There's too much things that are being stated in investigations. What they're saying, they're getting 50 to 100 phone calls a day. So a lot of people seen or are talking about a lot of things. The point is that we don't know as a general public what's going on. Anybody that tells you they do, they're a stone cold fucking liar. This guy, he is a former judge. Now I want to present some to y'all because they went in after he said this. He stirred up something. He stirred up a shitstorm when he said this because they coming for him now. And I had to do my research on him to see if the things they were saying about him is true. And I have to tell y'all now, I'm going to show y'all some of these things, but I have to say the things that he's saying is starting to make me think, and I'm going to have to do some more investigating myself, you guys, and ask some people who are in the know why he had his certain situation. I'm going to tell you about his situation in just a second. But now I'm starting to be real suspicious because the way he's calling out certain things and what he's saying is truthful information, right? These things he's saying is you can say, hey man, these are facts that he's saying. He's not out here spewing lies. He's an ex-judge. You know what he's talking about, right? But what he said pissed people off. And now I'm starting to think, what was the real reason why he's no longer a judge, a municipal judge in Mississippi? And we're going to look that up in just a second. I'm going to show y'all that in just a second. Y'all smash the like button, share the video, because I wanted y'all to hear what else he had to say. Because what else he had to say, man, this dude was going in.
About in a dilatory tactics. You're not going to punt the ball and put it on the grand jury. Certain folks need to be arrested now. If there's so much evidence. Evidently, there's enough evidence for the FBI to now be involved. Evidently, there's enough evidence now for the DA to announce that she's going to present things to the grand jury. There's nothing to present to a grand jury if there's an accidental drowning. An accidental drowning under no suspicious circumstances would not require a presentation to a grand jury, and the DA could make that call herself. So evidently, there's something not clean in the milk.
I'm gonna tell y'all why he's I take him as very credible. What he's saying is very credible because he's not out here trying to do what YouTubers are doing, which is lie and point fingers and say this one, that one, that one. See, he's a former judge. He's very smart. He also practices law, so he's very smart. He knows what to say. Same thing as Ben Crump. Listen to when these lawyers talk. They know what to say and not to say. Only YouTubers who act like they know everything online will come out here and lie and slander themselves because they ain't got shit to take from them. So ain't nobody going to think about, wasting their time with people they don't think you got nothing. If you in the basement somewhere trying to come up and make lies. But if you listen to this judge, this ex-judge, he's not out here saying, yeah, they did it, they did it. No. He's saying, look, it's something in there where it ain't nothing. It's got to be something, and I totally agree with him. I totally agree with his statements, and that's why I believe that we will get to the bottom of it. And that's why I told y'all it was 100% great for Ben Crump and those people to step in, because what Ben Crump do is when he come in, he bring the heat, he bring the pressure, he bring everybody else in to do what? Pay attention and put focus on the case, on what's going on. So now we can all see what the situation is and what the play is. Now, I want y'all to listen to this, right? And to the person said they're just coming after him, but it ain't not just coming after him. It's been a situation. I'm going to show you just a second. Cause from what the reports, it ain't, his hands ain't all the way clean. From what the report said way before this case. It's been things that have already been going on with this guy. But I'm just talking about the nature of what he's saying. It shows me, or it makes me feel like there's a deep-seated beef between this man on your screen and them people down there in Mississippi. And I'm going to show y'all why in just a second. Let's keep going.
Something not clean in the milk, and they know it. But yet and still, because of privilege or whatever, there has been no arrest, and we are day 11 post July the 4th, when Nolan Wells was first reported missing. Now, I'm the people's judge, and I shoot it to you straight with no chaser. That is unacceptable. It's unacceptable. You think we're going to sing your praises because you put on a dog and pony show. You can say the right thing, you can be courteous, but the Mississippi I know, the Jackson County I know, they will smile in your face and serve you 2 glasses of sweet tea and still stab you in the back. I can talk about them because that's where I'm from.
Now, he said I can talk about them because that's where I'm from. Now, when he said that, and the other statements that he made, man, that shit don't cause him a world of shitstorm. And now it makes me think that he has some serious heat going on down there in Mississippi, which he did. Because I'm going to show y'all why. They going in. And I had to look this up when I saw people going in on him online, because they were going in on him, right? Apparently he has a past in Mississippi, you guys. And so they were going in on him saying, oh, you ain't the person to be talking, you a fraud, this, that, the third. So I had to look it up. I'm like, what is all these people talking about? So I had to look it up. You guys. Y'all know me. Y'all know I'm going to pull up the evidence, right? He was a judge. He was a manipulative. Matter of fact, Carlos Moore is legendary in certain aspects. And I'm going to tell y'all why. And I'm going to give y'all the whole rundown right now. Smash the like button, share the video, like the channel. He served as the first African-American municipal judge pro tem for Clarksdale starting in 2017, and for Grenada, right, starting in 2020. While his tenure was marked by a commitment to criminal justice reform, it was overshadowed by repeat misconduct investigations regarding his behavior inside and outside of the courtroom. Now, once again, as you guys can see right here, and y'all can go look all this stuff up yourself. You ain't got to take my word for it. I show y'all these articles and stuff online, so y'all can go look this stuff up yourselves, right? Right? As y'all see, Judge Carlos Moore is the 79th president of the National Bar Association, founded in 1929. The NBA is the premier professional organization of over 65,000 black lawyers, judges, law professors, blah, say blah, right? Now, it shows y'all all this. Judge Carlos E. Moore, a Moss Point, Mississippi native. So he's rooted and grounded down there in Mississippi. This is no doubt about it. But this is where they're coming from, y'all. Right here. And I had to look at this. This is where they're coming from, bro. As y'all see right here. And I'll show y'all on this screen, right? And I want to show y'all something. Matter of fact, let me take it off there, here, because I want to get right to it. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2023 situation, let's go to that first. He had a situation in 2023. And this is why they're trying to say, oh, he ain't credible. He's a liar, this, that, and the third. Oh, they're trying to say this because in 2023, you guys, the Mississippi Supreme Court officially reprimanded him and fined him. So he has a beef with the Mississippi system right here. I can just tell from his whole history. But the Mississippi Supreme Court, right? And this is him and his judicial career. In his judicial career, he faced continuous scrutiny from the Mississippi Commission on Judicial Performance for violating multiple canons of judicial conduct. And this is in the paperwork. So this is not something, at first I thought people were just lying to try to like come at this dude, right? Now again, it doesn't take away from what I think, what he said in that video. He has a lot of points. But they're coming at him, and I had to look this up. Y'all know me, I had to report the factual information. But the Mississippi Supreme Court officially reprimanded and fined him $1,500 after he improperly used his municipal courtroom to publicly summon and criticize 2 police officers regarding a dispute involving one of his private law firm clients, right? So as you guys see right here, it's right here on the docket. Mississippi Commission on Judicial Performance versus Moore, right? And as y'all can see, it says right here, Judge Carlos E. Moore is a municipal court judge for Mississippi cities of Grenada and Clarksdale. He also practices blah, 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 blah. And then they go into the factual history, right? They say right here, now read this right here, you guys. Let me show y'all this right here, right? They said, because Judge Moore abused power of his office. Let me blow this up, make this bigger for you guys, right? It says, because Judge Moore abused the office to chastise and embarrass police officers in open court concerning a matter related to the judge's private law practice, we ordered a 60-day suspension from the judicial office without pay, in addition to recommended sanctions, right? And it goes on and it talks about, right? Says right here, a private client of his was a victim of a shooting at the Satan's Sidekick Clubhouse in Grenada. Who the hell want to go to a Satan Sidekick Clubhouse? In November 2020. On December the 4th, 2020, Detective Sergeant Chris Brown, wow, they got all these crazy names, of the Grenada Police Department, along with Mississippi Bureau of Investigation officer and a district attorney's investigator, interviewed the client at Moore's private law office. During that meeting, Moore learned that a search warrant had been issued for his client's telephone records. A disagreement arose concerning the search warrant, with Moore telling the police officers he would evaluate whether the warrant was valid before advising his client to comply with it. Moore terminated the interview and told officers to leave his office. Detective Sergeant Brown said to Moore, "I've got your number," which Moore interpreted as a threat. Moore called Brown's superior, Police Chief George Douglas, to initiate a complaint, but when he was told that the complaint had to be in writing, he chose not to file one, right? Then it went on and it talked about this case. I told you guys all of these things that went on, right? So basically, right, he had this on his helmet, this whole situation. I ain't going to read this whole thing. Y'all can go read it yourselves, right? But then came the situation in 2025. And I believe that's what they're using and use to try to get him out of here. Now, let me say this to y'all. So basically, or in 2024, I should say. But then it leaned over into 2025. But basically, he faced multiple complaints for utilizing his official Judge Carlos Moore status, social media pages, to advertise his private personal injury practice, comment inappropriately on active pending cases, and post racially charged remarks. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to put him in a box and say, oh, well, he's posting, he's standing like, because even in this case right here, you can see how he's standing up for the black case. He's down there in Mississippi. So it's like he's fighting the powers that be. Now, he said something which knows, because he said that something ain't in the milk. Now, peep with his word, he said something ain't clean in the milk. Something like that he said in that video I played for y'all, which if you catch my drift, you catch my drift of what he was trying to say without saying it, right? But he had those accusations on him too, right? And so in early 2024, the Commission on Judicial Performance, they filed a formal petition to strip this man of his judgeship. And I'm going to show y'all this. This thing gets deep. This thing gets deep. It's right here in the paperwork. It's right here in the paperwork, right? In early 2024, right? The Commission on Judicial Performance filed a formal petition to strip Judge Moore of his judgeship, you guys, due to an ongoing willful misconduct. Though Judge Carlos Moore officially resigned from his municipal positions to move his practice to Atlanta, Georgia, you guys, the Mississippi Supreme Court issued a final ruling right here on your screen on January the 16th, 2025, that permanently barred him from ever serving as a judge in Mississippi again. And they also fined him $3,000. And separately from his judicial ban, the Mississippi Bar Complaint Tribunal suspended his license to practice law for 1 year as an attorney starting December the 31st, 2024, over the mishandling of a wrongful death settlement, right? Of a wrongful death settlement trust account. Now, this is what they did to him, right? So this is the reason why, and I'm going to show y'all the paperwork and everything. I'm going to show you the paperwork. I'm going to show you, let's pull the paperwork up right now. See, it's right here. Oh, I'll show you the article first. Let's pull the article up first, you guys. It's right here. Let me get this off the screen. Mississippi banned Carlos Moore. See, he to me, it seemed like he going to war with them people. It says Mississippi banned Carlos Moore for serving as judge, and now he's running for Congress in Georgia, right? So he went to war with these people, right? As y'all can see right here, right? It's right here in the paperwork. But I looked at his actual documents, and they did pull up the documents on him. It's right here. I got the paperwork. Y'all know me. I know I'm gonna come with that paperwork. Ain't no woulda, coulda, shoulda, and I think I heard through the grapevine, all the other shit. Nah, we bringing paperwork, nigga. And let me show you on here. So in this paperwork, as you guys can see, I looked at all 58 pages, right? Before I even came on here, I went through all 58 pages, right? They removed him from the bench. He had went to war with these people, apparently, right? And it seems like he went to war on standing up for black folks. That's what it seemed like, from what I'm seeing, right? Now, because it says right here in the paperwork, the facts are not in dispute. Judge Moore was appointed to be a municipal judge for the city of Clarksdale in July of 2017. In May of 2020, Judge Moore was named municipal judge for the city of Grenada. The formal complaint at issue stems from allegations of misconduct involving Judge Moore's use of social media in 2021 and 2022. Once again, right? So it seems like they going to war with him, right? Now, it says prior to these posts, on December 16, 2019, the commission sent Judge Moore a letter stating a complaint had been received regarding his posting on Facebook or other social media outlets, information about cases you heard in your court. The commission advised Judge Moore that the judicial conduct canons prohibit judges from commenting publicly on pending or impending cases in any court that could affect the outcome or impair its fairness. Therefore, after Judge Moore maintained a Facebook page under the name Judge Carlos Moore with a profile picture of Judge Moore in his robe in court and seated at his judicial bench, Judge Moore had also posted videos, images, and narratives that could be perceived or viewed as advertising his law practice from his profile. In addition, Judge Moore maintained Twitter, now known as X account, with the handle Esquire Moore and the display name Judge Carlos Moore that contained similar posts. Judge Moore's Twitter page had a plethora of posts commenting on current political issues. Judge Moore agreed that his Twitter account could be perceived as an endorsement of a candidate for public office. So this judge, he ain't had a problem with speaking out. Now, technically, is it against the law? It's against the law for judges to do that, technically. But this dude seemed like he ain't have a problem letting his thing hang in front of these people. He seemed like, and here it goes again. It says right here, right? It says, on December the 1st, 2020, Judge Moore and the commission entered into a memorandum of understanding in which the judge agreed to the following. Respondent shall take all responsibility and necessary steps to ensure his posts on social media do not lend the prestige of his office to advance the private interest of his law practice or other non-judicial activities. Respondent shall remove all posts from his government official Facebook page that does not involve court business. The only post that shall be displayed on his official Facebook page must contain information useful to the parties in that court, such as operating hours, dockets, clinics, dress code, and directory. Respondent shall not post any advertisements such as pictures, videos, or commercials of his law firm, his position as president of the National Bar Association on his page, or any other personal interest. However, respondent may post judicial news, commentary, historical, current judicial events as provided by Canon 4B of the Code of Judicial Conduct, right? Now, they also told him other things that he had to do, but check out what they said he did. And this is the reason why they're trying to go at him online right now and discredit everything he's saying right now, because they're saying that this dude, they're trying to basically say he's a scam, right? And this is the reason why they're trying to say it. Judge Moore, however, did not comply with the terms of the MOU as he continued posting under the name Judge Carlos Moore, with a profile picture of him in his judicial robe and a subtitle of President at the National Bar Association. On November the 20th, 2021, Judge Moore posted on social media the following comment: if anyone still believes, now this is once again, so this judge, and from what I'm saying, this is just my opinion, he went to war with the system. He was a judge. Think about this. Think about being a judge and you going to war with the whole system that you see, because you get to see things from certain perspectives, right? So think about this now. This is what it seems like he was doing. It seems like he was, standing on what he believed in, but it was illegal to do so from the position that he was in, and he paid the cost for it, right? But they're trying to use this now to discredit him and say, nah, he ain't shit. When really, if you look at and if you read into this paperwork, and look, this is the reason why I'm making this video, if you really look at what he said, tell me if you really think he was wrong or not. Because let's read this right here. It says, on November the 20th, 2021, Judge Moore posted on social media the following comment: if anyone still believes justice is blind in America after Kyle Rittenhouse acquittals yesterday, you just refuse to accept the ugly truth. I can almost guarantee you that if Kyle had been black and killed 2 white men in the same manner Kyle did, he most certainly would have been convicted. There has never been a greater need for black lawyers and black judges in America to keep decrying the blatant inequities, right, that exist in our criminal justice system, and to keep pushing for a colorblind and more equitable justice system. This judge, in my humble opinion, he lost his career because he became a judge and used that his prestige area as a judge to post and, to me, expose certain things that we've seen in these different reports, right? Now listen to y'all. So it says he also did this. It says, now look at this, y'all. It says that on June, and when you're a judge in the deep, dirty South like that, you in the deep, dirty South, bro, and you a black judge? Yeah, they finna get your ass up out of here, man. It says on June the 22nd, 2022, Judge Moore appeared on the Kelly Clarkson Show to discuss his Do Better ASAP alternative sentencing program. On the show, when asked why his Do Better ASAP program was so important to him, Judge Moore stated that, I always felt that if I got in a position of power, I would try to make a difference. So many times African Americans get the short end of the stick. There are so many judges that don't look at me and look into people, right? Excuse me, he said there's so many judges that don't look like me and the people that appear before them. They cannot be empathetic because they don't look like the people that go before them. But I preside over 2 jurisdictions where there are African Americans. 85 to 90% of the people look like me. And I want to give them a second chance if they qualify, he said, right? Well, he got punished for all this shit. He got punished for all this shit, right? Right? And they punish his ass, man. They punish his ass, man. Right here, y'all can see it. It says on September the 29th, 2023, the commission filed its final response. The commission alleged that Judge Moore had violated the MOU by posting violative content on his social media platforms. He further failed to comply with the MOU by failing to change the names and or deleting non-compliant content from such social media accounts and or on and after April the 20th, 2022. Both respondents' Twitter account and Facebook account utilized the name Judge Carlos Moore, and both were used to make posts he previously agreed that violated the code of judicial conduct. So they use all of these things. Because now remember, when you're a judge, you're not supposed to say none of this stuff, right? Technically, when you're a judge. But what it seems like he did was, he said, I don't give a damn. If I'm a judge, it seemed like he was just like, look, I'm gonna stand on business and say what I see. You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't supposed to do it. I'm gonna repeat myself again. He was not supposed to do that. That right there, destroyed his career, in my opinion. Right? It destroyed his career, man. In my opinion, this destroyed his entire career, man. It's sad. It's sad, you guys, that he lost his judgeship over this. But I want to play something that he said. I'm gonna show y'all something. This is like some of the stuff that they got on him about, and I want to show y'all this, right? Because they got on him for a few things, but I want to show y'all some of the things that they got on his helmet about, right? Hold on, you guys. Hold on 1 second, you guys. I want to show y'all this. I'm going to show everybody I'm going to show y'all something, right? Now, when he did this, and this is another reason why they going in on this guy, and I'm finna show y'all right now. When he did this got 1.3 million views, right? So he have been using his voice to speak out. Now they tried to say they tried to wing it like, oh, you using this for your personal, you know what I'm saying, escapades, or your personal, business escapades. That's what they're trying to say. Let me repeat this again. They trying to throw that on him, right? They trying to throw that on him. Like, yo, you using this for your own personal escapades. You know what I'm saying? What you doing is out of pocket, and they were trying to basically say, hey, you doing this for your own benefit. That's basically what they're trying to say to him, right? Matter of fact, let me make sure I should get this to you guys, because I want to show y'all this, what I'm talking about, right? I want to show y'all exactly what I'm talking about right now. It's very important I show y'all what I'm talking about. Hold on, you guys. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Hold on 1 second, you guys. I got it right here. Let's open this up for y'all. Hold on. I want to do this for y'all, and I want to show y'all exactly what it was. All right? I want to show y'all this. This is very important that I show y'all this. All right? I want to show y'all this. Now, we're going to get into exactly, now this, again, he said this. Now, this is also part of, this is like along some of the things they said he would do was stand up in these type of situations and speak out, right? So check this out, right? Let's see what he said right here, right? See what he said, y'all.
Come on in. I'm Judge Carlos Moore. I'm a retired municipal judge out of Mississippi. I served for 6.5 years on the bench in not only Clarksdale, Mississippi, but I served for 4 years on the bench in Grenada, Mississippi. So come on in, invite your friends, invite your family, invite your relatives. If you want to hear a real person's experience, with experience as a judge in Mississippi, opinion about whether or not there shouldn't be an immediate arrest or arrest of those suspected of foul play in relation to the death of Nolan Wells off the Gulf Coast of Mississippi. Come on in and hear it from the horse's mouth. Someone who had the authority to sign not only search warrants, but arrest warrants. Someone who presided over initial appearances, arraignments, and preliminary hearings for those accused of murder and other heinous crimes in Mississippi. I can talk now that I am a retired judge. Had I still been sitting as an active judge, I could not give you my opinion about an ongoing matter. But now I'm a retired judge and I'm a practicing lawyer in Tennessee. And I reside in Atlanta, Georgia, but I'm from the Mississippi Gulf Coast and I know the law and I can give you my unfiltered opinion about what I believe should be occurring now or in the near future. Come on in. I have time tonight. I have time. And I'll be happy to give you my opinions, and then I will be happy to answer any questions that you may have. It's time out for playing games. It's time to know the truth from someone well-versed in it that has actual experience. I've worn the robe, the black robe, and I've presided over these trials or preliminary hearings, arraignments, and initial appearances. Let's get started. So what do we know? We know after watching the parents' interview and reviewing tons of footage from social media, recounting interviews and statements of alleged witnesses that were on Horn Island, we know that Nolan Wells went to spend the night on July the 3rd with his so-called friends. And he went with those so-called friends to Horn Island on a boat on July the 4th. We know that out of the 4 people on that boat, 1 did not return home. That one person was Nolan Wells. The other 3 returned home as normal and said nothing to any member of law enforcement or to the Coast Guard until at least 11 p.m. at night on July the 4th. We know that at least one of the so-called friends was found with the phone of Nolan Wells. And we know this based on the testimony of the parents, specifically the mother, who tracked the phone and was led to the home of one of the young men where she retrieved the phone. We also know that based on the mother's testimony that there were no Snapchats from the day, which was very odd for her son. We also know that text messages were deleted. We know that when she was tracking the phone, Life 360 said the phone was one place and Snapchat said it was another place. We know that the boy that had the phone did not voluntarily turn it over or call first. He had to be found through their own investigation. We know that based on witnesses' account the so-called friends were seen on July the 5th, that Sunday, having breakfast together like nothing had happened. They were not out there searching for their so-called friend. We know that the so-called friends deleted their social media, deactivated their accounts, and scrubbed it clean if the allegations are correct. We know that the young men, or the young man that had the car at his house, did not willingly turn over the keys. At first, he said that he did not have the keys. He didn't know where they were. Then he, after being pressed by the father, he finally turned over the keys. This is all very suspicious activity. We know that based on an audio recording and some video, that Nolan Wells can be heard saying, "Give me my freaking keys." Excuse me, "Give me my freaking phone." And there's been two different versions. Some said he said, "Give me my freaking phone," or some say he said, "Give me my MF phone."
Now, that was confirmed by two different stories. One side said he said it, and another person came out and said, "No, that was me who said that." Another black person. So I will correct that part of what he said. So let's keep going.
Regardless, he was asking or demanding his phone. Someone had his phone.
I want to say this, because y'all didn't hear me. So he basically left out that one side said it, that he said it, and then another party said, "No, that was me who said it. That wasn't him who said that." So let me make that correction for him. Let's keep going.
Who did not have permission to have his phone. So the first thing I see, the simplest thing I see, is who had his phone and why. And was that theft of the phone? Sometimes we look at the largest case, we try to get to murder, but the person that took his phone committed the crime right there. There are witnesses to who took that phone. If an affidavit is signed, an arrest warrant could be signed by a judge in Mississippi to go after that person that had that phone unlawfully. We know, based on his own words, Nolan Wells' words while he was alive, he did not give whoever had that phone permission to have that phone. So was that theft? I think if an affidavit is signed, if it was presented to me when I was a judge, I would have signed an arrest warrant for the person for theft of that phone, based on what I've heard.
Now, once again, let me correct him once again. And I had to correct that part for the Standard. And Ben Crump was asked about that yesterday, because another person came out and said, "Nah, that was me in the video." So they have conflicting stories about that phone. What the real story is, or that video, the real story is, we'll find out when Ben Crump comes back with the final investigation. Ben Crump told us that yesterday. The judge was just going off of what had been reported up until that point. But let's keep going. So I wanted to kind of, say that about what he said.
Evidence should have been presented to a judge by now. We are nearly 7 days after July the 4th, when he was first reported missing. There should have been evidence submitted by Jackson County law enforcement agents, the sheriff's department specifically, presented to a judge so that search warrants could be signed by the judge, and there needs to be, should have been someone questioning the young men, the three so-called friends, and others, and the social media accounts need to be searched by now, or at least a search warrant should have been issued for the appropriate entities to give the law enforcement access to the social media information. That should have been done by now. I'm not telling you what I imagine. I'm telling you what the process usually is when you're trying to do a thorough investigation. And based on what's revealed from a thorough investigation, I do believe once the evidence is secured, it's going to lead, and it should lead, to the arrest of one or more individuals for the murder of Nolan Wells. All of the actions are very suspicious, and right now,
Now, once again, remember, he was going off the information that was had 7 days after. So, we fast forward to 11 days, right? Or not 11, 12 days. 12 days later. We go 12 days later, right? So, 12 days later, he comes back. I believe he came back, I think it was 12 days. He was either 12 or I want to say, he came back. It was shortly after that. Let's put on screen. My bad, you guys. I'm putting on screen. Hold on 1 second. I want to show you guys.
Because as I said the other day, enough is enough. It's time for justice, and we need justice now. Justice can no longer wait. So I want to give you my unfiltered opinion tonight. And so, been several new developments, several new allegations that deserve to be investigated. And they need to be investigated by those with jurisdiction, and there needs to be concurrent investigations going on in the search for truth for the matter involving the death of Nolan Wells. So let's get started. This morning, most of us awoke to the news that there is an allegation that Nolan Wells may have actually arrived on the mainland after leaving Horn Island. There is an allegation by a person who's named in the photo that says that he was spotted at a house, at a pool party.
Now, once again, I showed y'all this to show y'all he's giving y'all updates as it goes along. So that was when the party photo came out, but then they came out and reported that the photo for the party was a week before that. It wasn't even that same week. That week, the metadata they displayed was for a week before that. So it wasn't that. My bad, you guys. So it wasn't that. So now we come here. Now we come here. Now we come right here. Now this is the updated. This is the most recent.
Good evening, friends.
Now let's go right into it.
I'm Judge Carlos Moore, coming to you live from Atlanta, Georgia. This evening, I have an update for you about my thoughts as they relate to the Nolan Wells investigation. Go ahead and tag your friends, your loved ones, people that you know are following this story. I am a real-life attorney, former practicing in Mississippi. I currently practice in Tennessee, and I once sat on the bench in Mississippi for 6.5 years on the municipal benches of Clarksdale, Mississippi, and Grenada, Mississippi. The first black man to wear the robe in either jurisdiction.
Now, you're trying to say he's doing this to get attention. I see you in the comment section, Jessica Rabbit. What do you mean when you say that? What do you mean? See, these are the type of guys you actually want speaking out on this situation. I would rather hear from him and his perspective than Weavy Wonder. Because this guy's actually been in Mississippi. He's actually been around those people. He's actually been behind the scenes in that entire environment. Who can give us a better perspective of how things work down there than an actual judge that was in Mississippi? Make it make sense, man. So Jessica Rabbit, you saying in the comment section, I saw a lot of people like you that was criticizing him. You saying that, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. he is probably one of the most qualified people outside of the case. Let me repeat myself. Outside of the case, he is probably one of the most qualified people to speak on this. Why? Because he was a judge down there where all this was popping. So judges see everything. See, let me tell you something. Judges see evidence that's put in cases and that's held out of cases. Judges know how search warrants, judges know how arrest warrants, judges know how everything go. So for you to come in here and say that, it don't make no sense whatsoever. The people you need to stop listening to is I think I heard I said and all these damn liars. And the people you should give credibility to is the actual people who've been in that system, who understand how the law works. You see how he don't come online saying, hey, this person did it, that person did it, that person did it. Listen to how he talk. He talk how a real legal mind talk. Not like this YouTube shit where you come online, put up a notice and say everything I say in this video is going to be alleged, but then go to slander everybody and their mama without knowing nobody in the case. These are the type of people that you actually should be getting information from. So let me play it and let you hear what he said before you come here running your mouth. Because realistically, outside of the case, because he's not in the case, but he's been down there in that whole system. Outside of the case, he is one of the most credible people outside of the case that you can listen to. Why? Because he's been right down there and dealt with them same people. Cut the shit. Let's keep going.
And so we did the job, and we know what should be done in regards to search warrants and arrest warrants and proper investigations and how the court process normally works. And so we want to give you the benefit of our experience and our education tonight. And so
yeah, hold on. Yeah. I want to say that. I'm glad you said that, man. Valerie Real Estate, you said that you worked as a courtroom clerk for 15 years. And they be getting mad at me when I be coming in here going off on Weezy Wonder, who been talking shit about me for a long time now. And that smoke been coming to her. A receipt been coming to her for that shit she been talking about me. But they'll come in here and listen to her. They'll listen to the other girl that's damn near 50-something years old that's trying to act like she 25. Right? They come on here and lie every day. Use these cases to gain views, subscribers, money, and lie. And just put out any kind of lie. And people will go follow that. But they will ignore somebody who actually been down there in the system, who was a judge and worked with these people. Make it make sense. This is why I try to tell y'all, the common sense in our country ain't common no more. It's not. It's truly not. And it's sad to see the destruction of ours like this. It's sad to see people will believe a lie before somebody can come in here and give you the rational. Now listen to how he talk and listen to how they talk. They'll come in here and blame people for shit. They don't even have no names. He talks in general legal terms, which is actual factual. Peep game now. Peep game now.
And I see 200 of you have joined us. I'm going to wait a little while because I like people, and people can go back in an investigation with all the suspicious activity in 3 young black men to return to the mainland from an island, and 1 white young man left there who disappeared, who died under suspicious circumstances. We know within 1 day of beginning an investigation, with all the suspicious activity that we know that have occurred here, if it occurred in that situation, we know that there would have been arrest by now. So it's still unacceptable to me that no arrests at all have been made for any particular crime. And I've laid out a litany of potential crimes that members of law enforcement, if they were doing their jobs unbiasedly and thoroughly, could have made by now, but they refused to do so. Sheriff John Ledbetter, who I'm sure was watching my live on Sunday night, had the audacity to say on Monday that he was not going to be rushed. But we're not asking you to be rushed. It's day 11. You've been slow long enough.
Remember I told y'all this?
Expedition.
He's facts. Remember I told y'all this? This is why I told y'all, in cases like this, first 48. That's why they came up with the whole show, the first 48. And the first 48 hours are most important. If you go to sleep the first 48 hours, man, that case can turn cold real quick. Now, the reason why this case just didn't turn cold, you guys, is because the family, and they criticizing the family, talking about the mama out here money chasing y'all. These are the demons that's on social media will come out here and tell y'all that the mama's trying to cash in. No. The reason why this case got turned up, because this case would have been a cold case if the mama and the daddy didn't come out and say something. Them coming out and getting Ben Crump and sounding the alarms have now forced these people to do a real thorough investigation. And the judge ain't doing no lying right here. He telling you the truth. He telling you the truth. Because if they would have took this as a real investigation from the beginning, even if you didn't have people arrested for murder itself, you would have had people arrested for other charges. Like taking that boy's shit. Because the parents said, hey, we asked for it. They act like they ain't had it. Right? Then you could turn that into even more questioning. More bringing people, hey, I need you to come on downtown. Right? So let's just be honest about this situation. What the man is saying is factual information. Right? Factual. So to the people say, to be fair, he was kicked out as a judge. Yeah, he was kicked out for standing on business. Look at what he was kicked out for. That's why I specifically responded to that. And I showed you his paperwork too on his channel. That's the JDB 827. He was kicked out because he stood up for black folks that he saw was being mistreated in the legal system. They didn't like he spoke out against Carl Rittenhouse situation. They didn't like he spoke out against various other situations that he saw racial injustices, right? And him as being a judge, imagine all the shit he see. So you can't tell him what he saw, what he didn't see when that nigga was in the position. He was in the seat. How you gonna tell him what he didn't see when he was in the seat? He was in the seat. This is why I try and tell y'all, they need more people like this on social media, and they need to eradicate all these, I think I heard, I said, word on the street is, all that shit. They need to get a street sweeper and clean all that bullshit off the streets. And get actual people who are in these courtrooms, as judges, as lawyers, get these people online talking about this stuff. That way it brings more credibility to the situation. And you don't have all this misinformation, lies, people using AI videos, getting shit off TikTok. This is the type of stuff that I'm telling y'all that's going on. And when you call this stuff out, people get offended because you tell the truth. And I told y'all in life, a lie always go further than the truth because a lie is more sexier than the truth to people. A lie will get you more views than the truth will to people. If I was in here lying right now and said that I knew the white boys or this, that, and the third did something to that boy, this, that, and I ain't had no real evidence of factual information, this chat room had 3,300, 4,500 people in here. Because I come tell y'all the truth, they don't want to hear that. Right? But thank God they are listening to what he's saying. Because he done made some ruffles in this case. Let's keep going.
Just like you would do if it was a white person that was found dead under suspicious circumstances. We're asking for you to simply do it like you normally would do it. And you can't tell me that it's not normally done that way because I know. I know how it's normally done. I've seen it done too many times when I wore the black robe and sat on the bench in Mississippi in two jurisdictions. They could have selected anybody to be their judge, their first black judge in Clarksdale or their first black judge in Grenada on the municipal bench. But they selected me for a reason. And neither jurisdiction asked me to leave. They desired me to stay. Neither one ever asked me to leave. They thought I did a great job, and the citizens were very happy with my performance. And so, John Ledbetter, I am happy that you have finally asked the FBI to come in and help with the investigation. That's a step in the right direction. So I am man enough to tell you when you're doing something right, or when you're doing something wrong, I'm going to tell you that as well. So in my humble opinion, you made a step in the right direction to bring the FBI in to investigate it. Now, I don't know why it took you 9 days to figure that out, that you would need the FBI, but somehow, some way a light bulb finally magically appeared, and you have done the right thing in that instance. And so we are grateful for that. I mentioned on Sunday during my live that we needed to hear from the district attorney, Angel Miles Myers McGrath. We had not heard a peep from her all last week and since the person had died. We called for her to do an investigation, and all of a sudden, her name comes up on Monday she's working along with the Jackson County Sheriff's Department doing an investigation. So the family has been calling for transparency all this time, so I don't know why you would keep them in the dark last week that you were doing an investigation. But when somebody who knows how it's done calls you out on Sunday night, early one Monday morning, you decide to tell everybody that you're doing an investigation. So thank you, DA McElrath. We've been wondering what you've been up to the past few days, so now we know. And we also gave a deadline. We said that we needed to know some things by today, by Wednesday, or we would be calling for certain things. And we would descend in Jackson County on Saturday if we didn't have certain answers by today. I'm from Moss Point, Mississippi, in Jackson County, Mississippi. And folks know I almost quit school because I don't play. School had recess. I do not play. I don't even play the radio. Those folks know me. They know me well. And if I say it, I mean it. And so I see today, not only did she had announced earlier this week that she was going to work with, or was working with the Jackson County Sheriff's Department, she met with the family and their counsel and gave them an update and told them that she will be presenting all of the evidence to a Jackson County grand jury. That is a step in the right direction. But is it a step in the right direction because we had to call her hand? Had she planned to do that all along? I had the unfortunate experience of meeting the DA, McElrath, back in 2019 when I was a partner with the Cochran firm. And Toussaint Diamond Sims was killed by a Morris Point Police Department officer on August the 8th, 2019. It was caught on video. There were several witnesses that said that young man had nothing in his hands when he was shot 5 times in the back by that Morris Point cop. 5 times in the back, nothing in his hands. DA McElrath presented all that evidence, overwhelming evidence, and she still could not secure an indictment of that officer in Jackson County. So before everybody goes and starts singing her praises, let's make sure she's not going to do another sham presentation to the grand jury. And we know that you can present things to various grand juries until you get an indictment. It's mighty funny that the regular saying is you can indict a ham sandwich. With all that evidence, after someone was killed in 2019, and I happened to represent the family at that time as a partner in the Cochran firm, and I met with her as well as the family, similar to what happened today, so I've been through that process with her. She will offer you sweet tea. She's a nice, good Southern belle, but can she get you justice? We're not going to sleep on you, Angel, excuse me. We're not going to sleep on you. This time, we expect you to present the evidence in a manner like you present it in other situations that you can secure an indictment or indictments. I do know you don't have to be indicted for anything to be arrested. All of this evidence is out there now. It should have been presented to a judge by now. Some of it for probable cause to make some arrest. Some of it to get the search warrants. I am not about any dilatory tactics. You're not going to punt the ball and put it on the grand jury. Certain folks need to be arrested now if there's so much evidence. Evidently, there's enough evidence for the FBI to now be involved. Evidently, there's enough evidence now for the DA to announce that she's going to present things to the grand jury. There's nothing to present to a grand jury if there's an accidental drowning. An accidental drowning under no suspicious circumstances would not require a presentation to a grand jury, and the DA could make that call herself. So evidently, there's something not clean in the milk. There's something not clean in the milk, and they know it. But yet and still, because of privilege or whatever, there has been no arrest, and we are day 11 post July the 4th, when Nolan Wells was first reported missing. Now, I'm the people's judge, and I shoot it to you straight with no chaser. That is unacceptable. It's unacceptable. You think we're going to sing your praises because you put on a dog and pony show. You can say the right thing, you can be courteous, but the Mississippi I know, the Jackson County I know, they will smile in your face and serve you 2 glasses of sweet tea and still stab you in the back. I can talk about them because that's where I'm from. And you can see why I have no plans to return to live there. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm not going to play nice. I told you, I know these folks, and I know how they operate. Don't let their kindness, don't let them kill you with kindness. We are going to keep our feet on their necks. We're going to keep our feet on their necks. We're going to keep applying pressure, because it's what pressure brings results. Pressure bursts pipes. The FBI, we expected them to do their jobs. We know that they work under a Justice Department now that leaves a lot to be desired. It's now run by an acting attorney general that used to be Trump's personal lawyer. I believe he was up for confirmation today. I hadn't had time to decipher if he's been confirmed or not. So I would hope, back in the day, the FBI was not politicized. They did their jobs as professionals, regardless of what party was in power in the White House. I would hope that that's the case in this instance. But I'm continuing to watch and pray. I heard Attorney Crump mention that Nolan Wells' cell phone will be jointly examined by his independent person as well as the state's investigators simultaneously, is what I understood it to be. I think that's very wise, because you do not want to give that cell phone with all this valuable information to those folks unsupervised. So I'm happy to see they've worked a solution in that instance, because that is very, very valuable information that both sides need as part of the investigation. So there's been a lot of talk about the chief Mississippi medical examiner, Stacey Turner. You may recall there was a body found at Delta State of a black boy hung in a tree not too long ago, and she did not find any foul play. So that's the same person who has done the autopsy for the state in this instance. So I see why Attorney Crump and the family have an independent person doing the autopsy. And I happen to know a very good pathologist who's a good friend of mine in Washington, D.C. And if rumor is correct, he may have been the one selected to do the independent autopsy. So I have every bit of confidence in that young man, and I know that he will get down to the bottom of the truth. And if he says it, you can take it to the bank. You can take it to the bank. I'm concerned that since no one has been officially declared to be suspects, but the case is now serious enough for the FBI to be brought in, for the DA to be looking into it and agreeing to present all the evidence to a grand jury, that there evidently are people still of interest that may become suspects. But they are giving them too much time, too much freedom. The normal thing would be to arrest them and to set bail so that they would not be flight risk. I will say that again, so that they would not be flight risk. You have people, just from what the media has been sharing, that may be very well off. and we on day 11? Are we giving them time to escape the country? Have their passports been confiscated? If these folks leave this country and never return, they flee to a country where they do not extradite them back to the United States, that will stink to high heaven. And the people in charge would have been complicit, because if they have not considered that, I'm here to put them on notice as a former judge in Mississippi. You have to think about the flight risk. You have to think about the danger to the community. Do not allow anyone that's of interest to you at this time that may become suspects to leave this country and get away with whatever offense that the evidence may lead to. That is unacceptable. And we're never going to let you live that down if that happens. Because you've been warned. First of all, you've been called out because you know better. You know the rules when the races are reversed. That's why you immediately arrest and have some control so the person won't get away and flee. Cops have been even known to shoot folks in the back. Just like I told you about the Diamond 2 son. He was running from the cops. And instead of letting him get away, shot in the back 5 times. And multiple witnesses said he had nothing in his hand. The video footage from the body camera showed nothing in his hand. And yet and still she can secure an indictment for that. Killed somebody graveyard dead while they ran away. But here we day 11. And they trying to cross every T and dot every I and allowing folks to do whatever they want to with some of this evidence. Has the boat been seized? Have you even presented evidence to a judge to at least seize that boat for any substance? We need answers. And it's just as easy to do a drive-by. The Facebook detectives can give me that answer. Drive by the house again and tell me if that boat's still out there.
See how he is presenting his thoughts, y'all? It's way different than y'all see these liars on YouTube with bad weaves. These liars with bad weaves come on YouTube and say, "Oh, I think I heard that. Yeah, man, he did this, he did that, he did that, he did this." The judge is giving y'all real talk, real legal talk, how it really works, not this fake ass investigative. Capping ass journalism that's been going on the internet, where they come on the internet and say, "I think I heard they said," and somebody told me down the street they said, and they said I forgot about this, and hey y'all, cause see, I just know they did that and unalive that they did this to that boy, and I know they did it. This judge ain't talking like that. This judge know the law. Listen how he talking. This is the difference between official and fugazi. And the people are getting away with the fugazi shit because they getting paid in full. They getting all the viewership. Because why? Black folk and people are more prone to listen to dumb shit than they are to actual facts. They really are. I can come on here with any conspiracy theory I want and get millions of views just lying. Right? Making shit up. I can come on here and say, "Yeah, man, somebody word is Craig told me down the street that Tommy, he went and he got up on Debo and Debo did this and did that, and I heard that them boys went over there and did this, and that's what I heard, man. Don't hold me to it though. That's what I heard though. Allegedly, I think I snapped." And y'all just go for a hook, line, and sinker. And then everybody say, "Hey, man, I think this is," yeah, man, because see, I heard the autopsy said all lies. Stone cold lies. You don't even hear the judge talking like this. The ex-judge, you don't hear him talking like this. These are facts. And when you call this stuff out, people get mad when you tell the truth. You need to be mad, and they more mad at you for telling the truth than they is at people for lying.
Is there any yellow tape or has it been secured? I'm the people's judge, and the people deserve to have answers. We have the court of public opinion. And right now, in the court of public opinion, the state of Mississippi is losing. The people are demanding a thorough investigation. And they are demanding that justice be dealt swiftly, just as it would have been done had the roles been reversed. Besides the people that were identified in the photo besides the young lady of interest, the girlfriend, a potential person he may have been interested in? What are the names of the friends who had the other boat? I have never heard those names come forward. Are those persons of interest? Are those persons of interest? So I stopped by here tonight to tell you what I see as positives and to tell you what I still see as negatives. And unfortunately, the negatives continue to be in the forefront of my mind. They're still not doing enough. It's still not parallel to how a normal investigation goes. It's still not parallel. They have made some progress, but it's still not equal. And I don't accept second best. I do not accept second best. We need equality. 11 days post the disappearance with no arrest. People get to sleep in their comfortable beds in their comfortable homes with no pressure to tell the truth.
And he's right about that. The things he's saying, he's right about. But he's not telling y'all, oh, it's that person, or that person. He's saying, hey, look, just looking at this case overall, you're going to tell me that this boy just out of the blue, there ain't no explanation of how he drowned, but he just drowned. And then, like I told y'all, the first 48, when they get ready to drop that ball in that first 48, you giving people time to make moves after that first 48 hours. But before that first 48 hours is up, man, that thing's supposed to be, man, you supposed to be on this thing. Real talk. If it was an accident, if something happened and people were scared, we supposed to know that. If it was on purpose, we supposed to find out about that. Right? Something happened with this young man. The truth is, and this is the honest to God truth, everybody, none of us know what really happened. We all want answers. But to lie and to use your platform to get views off of death, and this is what they always do, right? I call them the Weavy Wonder crew. They come online, they figured out a niche to get views. Use death and lie and rage bait, right? Use the fact that you already know black folks mad about the circumstance of the situation, but let me turn this heat up a little bit more. Get these more donations. Get more people coming on in. Notice they'll drop their cash. I'll tell you, donate to me now, y'all. Come on now, y'all. I'm going to keep on telling y'all everything that y'all want to hear. Every lie. I'm going to keep saying it. As long as I got that money to pay for this weave, I'm good. And call themselves insiders. Think about this shit I'm telling y'all. Disgusting work. This is why I'm telling y'all, the people y'all need to be listening to on this is people like this guy right here on your screen. He been down there in that system. He was an ex-judge. He know how this shit work. And notice how he talking. He don't talk how they talk. He ain't up here on the internet saying allegedly. I think I heard this shit. Cause see, you guys, see, I'm just hearing things, and it doesn't seem right, y'all. It just all in my spirit. Ain't mother gonna come out comment section. Ticket man, why you going at her, man? Hey, man, this chick been going at me for the last damn near year, dissing me for no reason. I don't even know this chick. I asked her to stop. She kept going, but the crossing point is when she did what she did to that boy mama and his daddy. When she did that to that boy's mama and violated the boy mama who lost her kid at 18 years old, you'll come in here and talk to me and tell me what I need to do? Hell no, we ain't finna do that. Not on duty. Not on duty. Not on duty. That's not finna happen. You done lost your damn mind. Check it or respect it. Period. And we calling out all cap. All cap. Then they want to make up more lies. See, when they get mad, they make up more lies and stuff, trying to put the devil on you and stuff like that. Nah, you can't put the devil on what God have blessed. What God have blessed, can't no man, woman, anybody put the devil on that. And damn sure not somebody who come on the internet talking about word on the street. Because how the hell you supposed to know what the word on the street is if you damn near 60 years old? You ain't even supposed to be near no damn streets. But be on the internet talking about all kind of trap shit and all kind of this, that, and the third. It made me feel happy, y'all. She want to put the devil on somebody else. But she's sitting up there praising it and glorifying demons on her channel. Cause see, I just think they're snitching. I don't know why they snitching on this one. Why they snitching on that one? Well, you 60 years old damn near. And this is what you doing? Nah, you need to get checked. You need to get checked. Period. Listen to the judge. Somebody credible.
Has anyone been brought down to the station and fully interrogated? It's one thing to interview somebody in their comfortable home. They voluntarily give you the interview.
Facts.
But when you take them down to that station and interrogate them against their will, if they do not utilize the advice of their attorney to plead the fifth, you really start putting some pressure on people. So I still have my concerns.
Now, to the person who asked me, I don't beef with ladies. The truth is, that lady came on the internet talking about me. Everybody who know. All you gotta do is go look at her channel. She been talking about me for months for no reason. She react to videos I do and talk shit about me for no reason. I've never known this lady. I never said anything to this lady, right? For months she been doing. I asked her, I said, hey, can you please stop talking about me in your video? Because I don't even know you. I don't say anything about you. Then, when she came out and did the video violating that boy's mama, that was it for me. I said, you know what, man? This woman been talking this shit this whole time. It's time to expose. It's time to expose the lies and the cap. Right? Think about what I'm saying to y'all now. What type of person would come on here and talk about people they don't even know like a dog you've never met before a day in your life? People that just came in the media spotlight. And you would judge these people and don't know nothing. Think about this. I really want y'all to think about that. And always talking about this stuff. It makes you think, or you question, what are these people practicing in? That would even talk that type of talk. But see, ain't none of that stuff can affect me, right? Because when the Almighty bless you, right? I don't even want to say that, forgive me, Lord. Can't no weave in America come against me. That's facts.
Yes, the people in Jackson County, the powers that be, have done enough that we're not going to call for a mass presence on Saturday in Jackson County. We're going to delay calling for that at this time. We have formed a new group, Dads for Justice. And because of the outcry from the ladies, we are also founding an auxiliary group, Moms for Justice. Because we're all concerned about our kids and their safety. And if something deadly happens to them, we are concerned about getting justice.
That's facts. Now listen to what he's saying, y'all. He ain't came out here and slandered nobody's name. All he did was give y'all factual information from a judge standpoint and procedures of what should have been done. These people come on the internet and tell y'all all kind of lies. I've never seen that. I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to bust you open. See, when you come talk about me, I'm going to get your whole gimmick. I'm going to expose. I'm going to expose that whole gimmick when you come on here effing with me. It's not going to happen. Because I can go through a whole list of videos, and you will say, man, what type of work is this, Ticket? And I tell you, diabolical, demonic work. Demonic work. That only a person would do this type of stuff, man. And you need to leave people alone and respect people. And stop lying and putting allegations on people. Right? Right? Now, look at this stuff, y'all. I'm finna show y'all what I'm talking about. Right? Don't make no sense whatsoever. Just lies. Right? Put up on the screen. Look at this, y'all. You can get 100,000 subscribers for lying. Put this up here, man. Y'all think I'm playing. I ain't playing. I told you, you don't want to go all the way with me. I want to go all the way with this. Look at this, y'all. Beyonce nephew is in major trouble. Word is, what's the word? Who gave you that word? Word is he gets HIHGH and turns into a demon. This is the type of content that this person is pumping on their channel. Look, and I'm telling you, a whole history of this. Look at this, y'all. Look at this. A whole history of this stuff. Look at this. Nolan Wells' autopsy report leaked and his mother exposed for lying to keep the bag. Ben Crump came out and said ain't nobody got the autopsy back. So how did word on the street get an autopsy? Right? How did word on the street get an autopsy? Then talking about somebody attacking her when she don't talk shit about me for all these months. And I ain't say nothing about it. I only politely asked her, please stop talking about me, and kept doing it. Kept doing it. Kept doing it. Right? Kept doing it. Look at this. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Hold on, you guys. I'm gonna show y'all this. Right? Hold on. Just a whole channel full of lies. Look at this. Nolan Wells' mother confirms it was him they found. Wish they would have taught him common sense. This is the type of stuff you say about a lady that lost her 18-year-old son. Y'all gonna ask me why am I on here cooking? Y'all gonna ask me why I'm on here cooking? This lady lost an 18-year-old son, and this is the type of content they pushing online. Right? I'm telling y'all this, right? Look at this. Just lies. 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 Right? All these lies. I'm just trying to tell y'all this. Just lies to get viewership. Right? All you gotta do is lie. Look at this, y'all. 60-year-old woman talk about gang shit. Get his lick back. What is all this? But this person's supposed to be godly. Now I'm telling y'all this shit now. Look at what I'm showing y'all this. Right? Right? First firing in Carmelo Anthony's case for violating his rights. That was a stone cold lie. That person wasn't fired. That's a lie. That's a stone, bro. These are stone cold lies. Right? Stone cold lies. Right? See? Here it go right here. And y'all that was talking that shit to me, look at this right here. You see this right here? 3 weeks ago, this woman was talking about me. Ashley Janae one-sided update has ticket boasting. No, y'all talk shit and banged on the dude for all those months, and then when you got proven to be wrong, you shut your mouth. Because old boy was going to come out and sue all y'all asses. So you shut your mouth. But you going to come out and talk about me. I never said a word about this woman. This woman been talking about me. There it go right there. 3 weeks ago. I want to show y'all this. 3 weeks ago, this woman on her channel talking shit about me. It's right here. 3 weeks ago, she talking about me has ticket. Why is my name in her mouth? Why am I in her mouth? I've never said anything about this woman. Why am I in her mouth? I'm showing y'all this stuff. It's been more too, all the way down. It's been more. This woman have been obsessed with me. Ain't gonna talk. And then when somebody clap back, then she talk about, oh, he attacking me. Ain't nobody doing it. You came at me all this time. For months and months and months, you've been talking shit. Now when I got a receipt, everybody want to talk about, hey, ticket man, wait. Nah, now I got a receipt for that. I got a receipt for that. I got a receipt for it. Right? Straight up. What type of woman you know talking about spinning blocks? That's 60 years old, damn near. Spinning blocks, but you a holy art thou woman. But this is the type of stuff that this person's talking about. I keep trying to tell y'all this stuff. Right? Come on now. But will attack me. But then when I come and say something finally after months of being attacked for no reason. It's more too. I'm finna show y'all. It's more up here. Right? Look at the picture she putting up there. What is this stuff? Look at this, y'all. Y'all, I'm telling you, a whole channel full of just lying and slandering people, man. Come on, man. Don't slander me like that. Right? Straight up. And this is the thing. I never said nothing about that woman. That woman been making videos. I can show y'all. She got them up here. I've seen them because I've already been sending them for a while now. This girl done died, and she talk about some word is she was a 304. Look at this, y'all. Word is Ashley was a 304. This girl done died and lost her life. And this is the type of disrespectful content they allow to be put up out here, bro. It don't make no sense whatsoever. It's absolutely disgusting work. You don't even have respect for people who lost their life. That's crazy work to me. Why would you do that to people? Think about this, y'all. Why would you do that? Why? It makes no sense whatsoever to do this type of stuff. Look at this, y'all. Word is Bleak was attacked in prison and they went through his back door. Who says this type of stuff? Bro, you got to be a different... This is crazy. Do y'all not see this? That's crazy, man. That's crazy, dog. How can you come on the internet and talk like that? Who does a video saying, "Oh yeah, word is they wouldn't the back door"? What? So they doing the back door talk. Wow, man. Look at this, y'all. 4 months ago, Rihanna's hauling ass. And the only person she was beefing with was Beyonce. Well, Rihanna and Beyonce were just together at Jay-Z's concert. Don't you think if they had beef, she wouldn't have been in that concert? All that talk about Rihanna and her nightmare and all this other stuff, Rihanna went right up there and did that concert with Jay-Z. Right or wrong, y'all? Right? And I can just show y'all, for months this person, it's more videos. I seen them up here. I'm going to find them. Where this person was talking about me, taking shots at me. I ain't never said nothing about this person ever before this current situation. Right? I'm going to show y'all. This is crazy, bro. You can't do this to people, man. Trap talk. 60 years old talking about the trap. Man, I'm gone, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Like, share, subscribe, man. Damn near 60 years old talking about the trap and hood shit. I've never seen it before in my life. I've never seen it before in my life. But talk about, want to put the devil on somebody, but talk about all this demonic type of activity. Word is this, and word is that, and who did he snitch on, and this, that, and the third. No, man, what is this? This is what they let you get views off of YouTube on now. You can just come on this motherfucker and say anything. It's sick. You can just come on the internet and say anything and get views, subscribers. It don't matter. Look at this, y'all. Remember Stephon Diggs just had that case? She comes online. Oh Lord. Word is Cardi B in tears after learning the live-in chef is pregnant too by Stephon Diggs. That's all a lie. That's a whole lot. 51,000 views for these lies. I try to tell y'all, they reward people for lying. That's a whole lot. And if she had anything, Cardi B would come get her too, like she did Tasha K. See, Cardi B knew Tasha K was a multi-millionaire. Come on now. Talking about Big Meech. What? You're 60 years old, damn near, talking about Big Meech. Come on, man. This is crazy, bro. Anything to get views. Have y'all ever seen any of this stuff? But then when it comes to Donald Trump, this is what they got to say right here. Trump says he'd been cut ties with Epstein decades ago and that the DOJ says the claims are unfounded. When it comes to Donald Trump, that's what it is, right? Dame Dash failed as a man. How can you say that you don't even know him personally as a man? Think about this, y'all. She don't know Dame Dash as a man from nothing. Obviously, Dame Dash he got something. The nigga ain't on the side of the streets. Dame Dash ain't on the side of the streets. She'll say Dame Dash failed as a man. That's crazy. Look at this. Trying to tell y'all this stuff, man. Trying to tell y'all this stuff, man. Word is Smokey Robinson. Bro, I'm going offline after this. Word is Smokey Robinson been chasing Backer Whacker. Hey, Lowdown, you funny. I ain't gonna lie. Hey, Lowdown, I ain't gonna lie. You hilarious, Lowdown. Lowdown said, Lowdown said, Lowdown said, word is Smokey Robinson been chasing Packer Whacker. Hey, Lowdown, you hilarious, Lowdown. Oh my God, man. Man, ain't no way, man. Ain't no way. Wow, bro. Wow, man. Bro, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. Oh my goodness, man. Lord help us, please. That's wild, man. Unbelievable stuff, man. I gotta go offline after that one, man. Y'all let me know what y'all feel, man. Like, share, and subscribe, man. This is crazy, man. But I've been trying to tell y'all, man. Man, this is wild, man. You understand? This is wild right here, man. Oh my God, bro. Hey, man. You know, hey, but guess what? Can't nobody take something away from you God gave to you and he bless you with. Something that God bless you with, Can't no power in the world come against that. Straight up. Right? And that's a fact. That's a fact. Right? Salute everybody that's in the building, man. And this is the reason why I do content, you guys. I bring you guys, the actual source articles and things like that, paperwork, filings, and stuff like that. So I'm not just coming up here just saying anything, putting out rumors and innuendos. I'm out here actually giving you guys, real live, factual type of information. Right? So y'all stay blessed. And y'all definitely let me know what y'all think. And I pray for the sister, man. Be honest with you, man. I pray for the sister, man. I pray for her. You know what I'm saying? I pray for her, man. Because it's not right. What she did to that boy's mama, man, that's not right, man. That's not, I never look at that and think that's right. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about Nolan Wells. It's not right. I'm sorry, man. That woman lost an 18-year-old son. That's not right, man. We don't know that woman, man. We don't know what that woman going through, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, share, subscribe, y'all. Y'all stay blessed. Hey, we always appreciate the support, and if you guys want to do so, you can use the Cash App or PayPal links. They'll be in the description box below this video or pinned at the top of the comments. The top donators will be announced every month. All right, you guys, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Like, share, and subscribe. Make sure y'all cop the merch, and make sure that you get the weight loss formula. The links to that will be in the description box below this video. Check out our next video coming up right now.